Good afternoon from St. Teresa's Parish. I'm just like to pass on some information to all of our parishioners about the coming events here at the parish. This coming Sunday is the Feast of Corpus Christi. And one of the readings you'll have is, for the Mass, is the one about the people in the desert. After Moses and the people left Egypt, they wandered in the desert and they wandered for 40 years, wandered around. 40 years. That's how hard-hearted the people were. They wouldn't take a chance to go into the promised land earlier. So God said, okay, if you don't trust me, that's what's going to happen. 40 years. We haven't been in this isolation even for 40 weeks yet. And look how irritable we're getting. Look at the problems we're having. So please, let us remember what this is all about. It's about safety. It's about health. Not only for each individual, but for other people and the people they might be in contact with. So I have a few notes here. First one is, I'm sure what everybody's wondering about is, yes, we are going to open up. No, we're not going to open up this week. We're going to open up on the 27th and 28th. So I know other churches that will be open, but we want to make sure we have what we're going to do correct. And I'd like to explain just some of that to you. We have to follow diocesan rules and regulations. We also have to follow the rules and regulations for the state of California. One of the things that's really been bothering me, if you would, the cathedral in Los Angeles, Our Lady of the Angels, it seats 1,900 people. They can put another 1,100 people in there. So 3,000 people can be in that church. Guess how many people they had for each Mass this past weekend? 100. That's all they can put in there. Now, we only see 910 people. And how many people can we put in our church? 100. Talking with the staff, we thought, well, gee, maybe we could put 100 in the church and 100 in the gym and maybe 35 or 40 in the chapel and some people outside in their cars. Can't do it. 100 people on property is basically what they're saying for each Mass. So even though we're going to open up on the 27th and 28th, don't think this is going to be like like it usually is. Everybody cannot come. I'm sorry, but we have to follow the rules and regulations that are out there for us. 100 people. The next point I'd like to bring up is also that, why we're doing this. And first of all, probably why we're going to meet in the gym or the parish hall. We thought about this. We talked about it. I set up a committee a couple of weeks ago, actually, to figure out how we were going to get started. And of course, the big thing is always taking care of the health problems, making sure we don't spread it. The church has carpeting. The church has wooden pews. The church has padding on the pews. There's all kinds of situations like that. We decided to move into the gym. Why? No carpeting. That's the first one. Plastic chairs. We can just go by, squirt each plastic chair, leave it sit for a few minutes, wipe it down, we're all set. It's going to be a lot safer to do it there. And we can sit exactly 100 chairs in the place the way we set it up right now. I know the ambiance won't be there, but we'll still be gathering as a community of faith. I know we're saying 100 people, but guess what? The priest has to be there. So that's 99 people left. And then we're going to have the lector. The person who's going to do the reading. Not two lectors, just one. That's another person we take off. People giving out communion. Have to remove them from the list. Hospitality ministers. Those who are going to check the people when they walk into the church. There's a little questionnaire. There's taking the temperature. They shoot this kind of a laser gun at your forehead. They make sure you're wearing a mask. They make sure your hands are sanitized. And then they will take you to your seat. So we're talking maybe 80 people or so coming into church at each Mass. 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, Spanish at 12 noon. That's it, folks. Why is this being done? To keep everybody safe. Hey, I've been through this whole thing and I haven't gotten sick. Well, congratulations. I haven't either. But that doesn't mean I can't get sick. I have several things counting against me. I believe it or not, I'm over 65 years old. Believe it or not, I have underlying medical conditions. I'm diabetic. I have a heart problem. Maybe a few other things. These are the things we have to watch out for. These are the people who are most in danger of being sick. Also, what about somebody getting sick and then they go home and maybe they have a parent there or a grandparent or an elderly person in the family and they catch it, or maybe there's a baby at home or somebody else who's sick. We don't want that to happen at the church. So everybody's going to have to be careful. And that's why we're doing this. I hope you will pray along with me that we keep our parish safe and we do the right things, because that's what's important too. We asked, the bishop has still given the dispensation, and also, by the way, it comes from Rome. Do you remember the Vatican completely shut down? No masses in there. Same thing here. The Vatican has given the bishops the ability to dispense people from attending Mass on Sunday. Good. We don't have to do it. Please continue to go to the parish website, pull up whichever version you like, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it might be, and watch the Mass there. It counts. We're trying to figure out how to give communion. I'm sure that's what everybody wants. That's what the Feast of Corpus Christi is all about. And we're working on it, that's for sure. For the latest information, there's supposed to be a meeting with the governor and his task force on the 15th. I think that's Monday of this coming week. These numbers might change. Some of these regulations might change. And then there's another one, the 23rd or 24th, something like that. Again, things might change before we start on the 27th and 28th. And the best way to get this information for St. Teresa's Church is on our website. So please, go to the website. That's what's important. I'd just like to pass on one more thing before we go. And that is this: Feast of Corpus Christi, the body and blood of Christ. St. Paul, in his, I think it was the 1 Corinthians, he says, every time we celebrate the Eucharist, every time we receive the Eucharist, we remember and we recall the suffering and death and resurrection of the Lord. We proclaim it. That's why it's so important to us as Catholics. So this year, it's not 40 weeks, it's not 40 years. This year, again, we will celebrate Corpus Christi. Maybe we have to just celebrate the Eucharist, celebrate the Mass, proclaim the death and resurrection of the Lord, and later on, receive the Eucharist itself. Be safe. May God bless you, and may God keep you and your family safe from all harm. Stay healthy. God bless.